I'm saying is we get Muslims.
What about Sinn Féin?
Yeah, what about it?
Why were they blowing up things and all?
That wasn't a religious war, it was a war over land, yeah? But what I mean is, so you'll have a lot of Muslims who aren't following it to the word.
religious, ain't they Catholic?
They're drinking, having
Ain't
a beer.
they Catholic?
I ain't got
they're Catholic and Protestant. You're going mad, Tommy. Catholic and Protestant. Yeah, you're going mad. Catholic against Protestant.
That was over land.
Yeah, but it's Catholic and Protestant.
Yeah, but how many
you get what I'm saying?
Polish Catholics?
They murk bare people in the name of Jesus Christ.
The thing about it is...
They blew up bare people in the name of Jesus Christ.
Over here, they didn't say like, oh, a bunch of Christians or a bunch of Catholics. So, like, do you feel like...
Let me quote from some of the court cases.
Yeah.
From some of the court cases. The court case in Bristol, the girls they raped. It was my religious duty to do this. Yeah. Another court case.
Big up Aggie.
Dirty kafar. Yeah. These are the words used to the girls.
Kafar.
Yeah? Dirty kafar. I'm going to bury one girl they murdered. The message before he said, I'm going to bury that kafar bitch. Yeah. So I'm taking what they're saying, and then I'm looking at the numbers, and you're not allowed to do this. If we want to stop a phenomenon that's in every single town and city, there's been 64 cities so far, with men with the groups of men, 30. The trial in Huddersfield, 30 men. National Crime Agency got 200 in the Dewsbury, Bradford area. If we want to stop this, we've got to understand it. Again, I'll ask if you're a man of knowledge or you're about this. Why do 5% of this country's representation, why are they responsible for 84% of the gang rape of children? Why?
Let me quickly just break it down like man broke it down for the beginning, yeah? The first specification within Islam of reading the Quran from start to beginning is...
Bring the mic to you.
Is harm. Low. Yeah? Is harm, is haram. So you can't cause harm to your neighbour, you can't cause harm to anyone. That's like a specification, right? Another thing is you're not allowed to use alcohol. Another thing is you're not allowed to use drugs. Another thing is you're not allowed to have any sexual... Some men don't even like to, as you know, Ali Dawah doesn't even like to shake a woman's hand. Yeah?
Why?
Ali Dawah said he'd marry his 11-year-old daughter off, man. The man you quoted a nonce.
Listen.
He said he'd marry his 11-year-old daughter off.
What I'm saying is, as you know, that certain
Didn't you, Ali?
As you know, certain man don't even...
Did he say that? You're a Muslim. Did he say that?
He did say that. I'll show you the video.
Look, listen.
No, but you are with him.
Just getting mad a bit.
One minute. Yo, Spray, let me just finish, man.
I'm talking to Cream, my co-host. This is our show. I can't... Cream, Spray, all the time can talk in this show. I can't believe he wants us. He wants us to stop talking for him and Tommy.
Bruv, show me what...
I can't believe... Yeah, go on. But we finished talking now. Our show, we finished talking. You and Tommy can talk now.
Yeah, no, basically, what I would say is that when you're looking at the behaviour, when you're looking at the... Because when you use places like Saudi Arabia as an example, if you look at like most Muslims, they don't agree with Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia's been bombing up Yemen, and there's other infrastructure which people will be critical of, yeah? All I know is that when I know all of the Muslims that I know the Somalis I know
good people.
I'm not saying they're not.
Let me finish saying what I'm saying. And amongst every single one of these Muslims, yeah, if there was someone that was doing any form of paedophilia or harming any children, they would probably be the first people that would ride out with me to go and lick off these people's heads. Yeah, and that is inspired by their religion.
Okay,
yeah? So another example, we're in Ladbroke Grove, Grenfell Tower, when it was burning. Yeah. It was Muslims who went in there to save people, and that was inspired by their religion. So when you're talking about the negative inspiration, I feel like 95% at the minimum of Muslims in this country are of that positive inspiration of the religion.
Do you know how many Muslims informed on the grooming gangs?
And the 5% that you're talking about that are like the 5% that you're talking about that are terrorists have been radicalized. They've been radicalized by 9/11, which was an inside job, and the war in Afghanistan, the war in Iran, the war in Iraq, and these places. Seeing 1 million people die in a Muslim country has radicalized a lot of Muslims and allowed these hate preachers to twist up the religion to inspire them to do these acts.
In the last week.
What I'm saying on record is there is nothing Islamic that teaches a man to take drugs, that teaches a man to rape, and a man can fight in self-defense by any means.
In self-defense. Who judge it? So you just said, yeah? You just said when you're on about the Muslim grooming. I was on about the Muslim grooming gangs, yeah? Say we look at Rotherham. Just look at Rotherham, right? 3 brothers in one of the trials. 3 brothers, right? taxi drivers, all the taxi ranks were being shared. The business owners were sharing the girls. Not one single person informed the police of what these gangs were doing in any city in this country. Because in the Quran it says you can't side with the non-Muslims.
Phone Ibby back. I'm going to have to phone Ibby back. What's this surah now?
Okay.
I'm going to have to phone Ibby back.
I'll tell you what it says. I'll tell you what it says. In the surah, Allah reveals. For the Lord's displeasure is the opposite of peace and tranquility, and those who guard their chastity, except for their wives and the captives whom their right hand possesses, captive slaves. I think we can agree all the children in Rotherham have been slaves.
What does right hand possesses mean? What does right hand possesses mean?
I'll go to what Maududi says. I'll go to
Hold on. Listen to this surah, what man's saying. Say that surah again. And then explain it to him, please.
For the Lord's displeasure, in the opposite of peace and tranquility, and those who guard their chastity, except with their wives and the captives whom their right arm possesses, for they are not to be blamed. When he's talking about the captives that their right arm possesses, what's Mohammed talking about there?
Did you hear that, Ibs?
What is that, slave?
Yeah.
Wait.
Prisoners.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go on. Have you got an answer to
Talking
that?
about women.
Bro, you know what? Bro, I'm not really into talking with that guy there, right there. Do you get what I'm saying, bro? Like, he doesn't like Muslims, he doesn't like Islam. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not trying to understand nothing.
I am, that's why I'm asking you, bro.
He's had a lot of
Explain
people.
it to me.
He's had,
Explain it to me, bro.
He said he is.
Explain it to me.
He said what?
Explain it to me what that verse means when it says...
Explain what that verse means for me, Ibs, for me.
Explain what the verse means. The verse that says take the captive women as slaves and to do what your right arm possesses, you're not to be blamed. So you're not even getting blamed. There's no blame on you.
He's read the translation. Yeah? He's read the translation. How does he understand it? He's obviously got some sort of understanding of that.
Okay, can I ask you, who's Maududi? Who's Maududi?
Who?
Maududi. Scholar Maududi.
I don't know. Who's Maududi?
Yeah, who is he?
Who's that?
You don't know.
Come on, bro. He's one of the most recognised Islamic scholars in the world.
That fits your argument.
No,
he's a scholar that fits your argument, but he don't know who that is.
It's scholar
in the world. One of the most recognised scholars in Islam.
I don't know who Maududi is.
All I'm saying is, yeah.
I'm trying to make sense.
I'll shout you back.
Yeah, but you can still beefing and not know who Maududi is, because if you, do you know what I mean? But there's
the thing about the
again, I'll ask you, why are 84% of the convictions Muslim men?
But you see, he didn't even want to talk to him.
30%.
No, but you see what I'm saying?
30% of Muhammad